Alright, welcome back. నేను మీ AakaliPanda అండ్ మనం ఫస్ట్ టైం పాడ్కాస్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసాము. ఈ పాడ్కాస్ట్ ఈ ఫస్ట్ సీజన్లో మనము రెస్టారెంట్స్, క్లౌడ్ కిచెన్స్, కెఫేస్ ఇంకా వేరే F&B రిలేటెడ్ దానికి మార్కెటింగ్, సేల్స్ ఎలా పెంచుకోవాలి, ఎలా ఎక్కువ మంచి నడపాలని నేర్చుకుందాం. ఫస్ట్ స్టార్టింగ్ విత్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ యూ గైస్. చెప్పండి. ఇగో వీళ్ళిద్దరు స్టార్ట్అప్ ఫౌండర్స్ అనమాట, ముగ్గురు స్టార్ట్అప్ ఫౌండర్స్. అండ్ దీస్ టూ రన్ MNV and this guy is already run multiple startups and running one more startup right now. So please introduce yourself.
So I'll start with myself. I am Mr. Suraj over here. Me and Prakash run this company which you see in the background, which is MNV Digital Marketing. It's basically a 360-degree marketing company where we offer multiple solutions from creating the brand to putting it out in the market to getting revenue for the brand. So A to Z process of it, not just pumping out social media content.
Oh, super. All right, Prakash, what do you do?
I handle the day-to-day operations. I do strategy for the clients, make sure it's executed, and it's crazy when you observe that you're providing value to brands and they're getting money IRL. It's awesome to see that.
So you're an ops guy.
Yes, ops guy.
Praneeth, come on.
Hey everyone, I'm Paneeth, and what I do
Is make money for a living.
I just make money for a living, right? Like I'm a kind of serial entrepreneur. I started my first cafe back in 2012. Big passion for food and drinks, obviously.
We can see it.
And,
Why don't you have drinks right now?
yeah. Why are we running high and dry? Like
We had drinks. My office people took them. I didn't expect it.
so, what I do right now, I run a company called Espressi. What we do over there, we basically strategize for D2C brands and F&B brands as such, right? What we help them like go to market a specialty, like what it should be or flavor, as compared to just spray and pray.
All right. ఇప్పుడు అందరూ చాలా ఆప్స్, గో టు మార్కెట్, A to Z మార్కెటింగ్ అంటే ఇదంతా పెద్ద పెద్ద మాటలు మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. మనం విల్ గో ఫ్రమ్ స్టార్టింగ్ లెవెల్. Okay. So most of everyone is in marketing, sales, strategies. Okay.
And tech.
And tech.
And
That's
my bread and butter.
Yes.
Okay. Now, ఇప్పుడు let's talk about అసలు ఎన్ని types of marketings ఉన్నాయి. First, let's talk about how many different types of marketing strategies that are there for F&B businesses. F&B ఇప్పుడు because మీ కింద ఎంతమంది క్లయింట్స్ ఉన్నారు మీ దగ్గర F&B ఇప్పుడు?
F&B at the very moment we've reduced it to very little.
Okay, let's talk about ఎన్ని క్లయింట్స్ ఉన్నారు మొత్తం మీ దగ్గర?
40 clients.
40 clients ఉన్నారు. ఒక every single day you handle 40 clients. That's good. So now let's talk about అసలు ఎన్ని మార్కెటింగ్ స్ట్రాటజీస్ ఉన్నాయి. What are the different marketing techniques that a business can use to market themselves?
So it's like, as you mentioned, if it's a F&B, we need to opt for a different strategy. F&B is more direct to customer.
Yes.
And if it's a cloud kitchen, again, you need to play social media and online strategy way more than offline.
Okay.
And then if they have a retail outlet, like a walk-in place where people go and eat. Now in that also it depends. Do you have seating capacity? Is the seating capacity big enough for you to spend enough for getting footfall, or is just there for your cloud to run and like 5-10 people to just sit?
Okay.
So that's one strategy you will use.
Okay.
Now in our whole 40 clientele, most of them are B2B.
Okay.
Where for B2B it's a whole different game. Like one of our client does printing. They do printing for the biggest alcohol brands in India. And dadus, they do even printing for dadus. So for them, if we ever have to run a lead gen campaign, for them leads is a priority.
Okay.
Whereas for F&B, it's not a lead what you look at. They look at walk-ins, how many people know my brand.
Okay.
Then now we are handling a furniture company called Curion. It's located in Narsingi.
Okay.
For them, footfall is what's needed.
Okay.
But how we are getting the footfall is taking the traction of social media, pushing it to WhatsApp.
Okay.
And their team is taking all this data, following up with them.
Okay.
And as per the industry and the requirement of it, we have to cater to that business.
So ఇప్పుడు బేసికల్లీ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ బట్టి బిజినెస్ ని బట్టి దేర్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ మల్టిపుల్ స్ట్రాటజీస్.
Yeah.
సో లెట్స్ డ్రైవ్ డౌన్. ఎందుకంటే దిస్ సిరీస్ ఆఫ్ పాడ్కాస్ట్ మోర్ ఆన్ ద రెస్టారెంట్స్ అండ్ F&B సైడ్. సో లెట్స్ సీ what are the different marketing techniques that are there for an F&B brand, or a restaurant, or a cloud kitchen? What are the different marketing techniques that are there? Praneeth, what do you think? Because you work on strategy a lot.
Or what strategy did you use for your first cafe?
Oh.
Yeah, what?
That should be interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Because
it throws me into nostalgia. I will tell you like a kind of story, a backstory to it. So I think back in 2011 or something, I was with Deloitte. I'd got campus placed over there in 2010 or something, right? Just coming out of recession and everything. And the thing was the canteen or the cafeteria used to run by this company called as Sodexo. Don't sue me, guys. Don't sue me. Okay. And the food used to be terrible. The food used to be terrible, right? And the food that used to be called as, right, was called as daily dawat. Right?
Okay.
And we used to like, this is not daily dawat. Dawat is like a feast, right? This is like daily torture, right? And the thing, as a fresher, right? If somebody who's like 1 year into a job, it was like, this is the best you would eat is like 80 rupees. Right?
Okay.
I'm talking about like 2011, 10, right?
Okay.
80 rupees means like 200 rupees meal you're eating today, right?
Yeah.
And there was this another friend of mine, Vivek, right? He's right now IRS, like sitting in Mumbai somewhere, like doing custom shit and all. And we both used to eat the food and we were like, it's so terrible.
So the cafe was started with both?
Yeah, both of us started, right? And then we said like, hey, we can do much better food. And I'm pretty sure that 50% of Deloitte Janta would subscribe to that. So what we did was, right, literally went into Madhapur. There was this dhaba, it doesn't exist anymore. It used to be in that Patrika, Nagar colony or somewhere, right? And they used to do this amazing thali, right? Punjabi style thali and everything, dal, roti, chawal and sabzi. And their thali was like $120 as such. But the thali was too big for a single person to consume. So what we did was, like, we invented the first business idea was like, hey, this thali is too much as compared to what daily dawat gives. Why don't we split this thali into two? So literally 60 rupees will be your cost, 20 rupees we add up our margin, $80, right? And let's start supplying. And that was, you can call it a rudimentary form of Swiggy as well, right? And that's what we used to do. So you won't believe the kind of orders we did. Like at Deloitte, we used to do like 40 orders. There was this another company called as Sportwear in Raheja Mindspace, where the Facebook building is building number 14. We started doing for 60 people food. And then there was this whole fam people from Amazon, they somehow got to know us opposite West, and they used to order like 10 plates in the night, right? And what I would do is every day at 12, I would sneak out from Deloitte. Okay, Deloitte, you cannot send me anymore. It's serious plus. I would sneak out at 12. I would tell that bhaiya, itna plate order kar do. Humne kya kiya tha, right? Literally a form of marketing was, Facebook used to allow you to create a forms called as Facebook apps. We created forms, people used to fill that form, that data we used to get every day.
So you know who's ordering.
Yeah, who's ordering? And that's how we used to supply. Literally, I would go out at 12 p.m., take out my Deloitte badge, keep it in my pocket, wearing formals. That bhaiya would pack it in thali and he would come and give it. And that was my first form of business. And me and Vivek would do it on our my Pulsar 225.
That is fucking innovative, man. You have nothing. Everything is done by some other person.
So if you look at this is like a corporate approach that you've taken directly.
Exactly.
Directly and no overheads. Nothing is doing. He's just doing on
You
marketing.
clearly solve a problem.
Yeah.
And I think we had a pitfall right away over there, right? So in 3 and 4 months' time, we were like super confident. Hey, this is working. This is cool. Now let's get our chef and start cooking it. So I figured out. I called a few people in F&B industry. I knew like well cafes I used to. I managed to get a chef who used to be at F Cafe and Bar in Kondapur. Right? He used to come in the morning, cook food. And that was going good. And we managed to get even a canteen order with Carvey on road number 10.
Oh.
Right, we got a canteen order at Carvey road number 10, Bain Mary, full like 80-100 people serving, getting it.
On a day-to-day basis.
On a day,
basis.
80. Okay, that's good
Yeah,
number.
that was a good number back in like 2011, 12.
It's a big number.
And now, what happened? That guy had suddenly some problem. He left.
Who, chef?
Yeah, the chef. I got a second chef. And he was with average with the food. So suddenly the 100 people's positive feedback
Went
became negative.
Negative.
And we lost the contract in 4 months.
Share.
So
So
that
that.
You couldn't treat it. So the whole thing is right. People think it's all about Swiggy and Zomato, how best food pricing you can offer, right? If I relate it to current day, but I think people are not going to come back if the food is not good.
Because they're
Even
gonna
if you
find
might
something
give
better.
Price for like 10 rupees, but if fries are like super soggy and bad and tasteless, why would people
Why
come
would
back?
people come back to
So I think it's less about discounting or how you acquire or you're spending ads on Swiggy, Zomato or Facebook and everything. The quality is bad, I think, don't. And I will tell you at that point, right, I never used to think about food quality. You know why?
you?
The whole effort was going into operations that I'm getting the food ready for 100 people.
Okay.
I would never taste it myself.
Just make sure things are going
Oh,
on.
going.
Yeah, so it's at a point, right? You are becoming mechanical. You are just going into kitchen. You are seeing, oh, food is getting prepared, but you're not tasting your own food. It's like it's said, right? You have to drink your own champagne, eat your own hot shit. But
Yeah.
that's where we lost. That's where we lost. Yeah. So
The only thing you don't taste in your own business is cocaine.
unless
Exactly.
unless you are
Exactly.
some depends existing in Hyderabad.
Guys,
So
that's purely a joke based on one Lakshmi difference. What happened? It's not a real thing.
so we lost over there, right? And we realized, and at that point I'll tell you, it was our naivety, right? Like we used to go to cafe and all, like we used to like food. Oh, this is amazing. So we said like, oh, let's do a second attempt. I think probably we failed at operations. We did not blame it on food. You know why? Because nobody told us. Why? Because we are not thinking of food quality control.
Okay.
So I think the biggest
The
thing,
taste or the quality, like what's the difference here?
I think consistency is what people like. I'll give you an example, right? If somebody is very much accustomed to eating a North Indian dal, if you serve them like tomato pappu from here, they would like totally dislike it.
Yeah. So
It won't go.
I can relate to that even today in the morning. So my wife, she's doing night shift. She came in the morning and it's like, I want to go to Upudi Upahar. We usually go to the Gachibowli one.
Yeah.
But today, everything was fucked. The bonda was fucked. The sambar was yesterday's. I can taste it and say,
Udupi Upahar.
Udupi Upahar.
What time did you go?
In the morning, 8 a.m.
It happens with them. It happens with them a lot of time because I am a regular eater over there.
So the sambar was stale, the chutney was sour, and the whole experience is so bad that I don't even think about going there any time sooner because I was a regular there, but
Yeah,
right
how
now
come I didn't see a story on AakaliPanda?
because right now when me and my wife goes, I'm just keeping my phone aside. That's the reason I didn't see
We
it.
didn't want to get accused like, oh, we did not pay this influencer, so we posted a bad story.
So
No,
I don't know,
AakaliPanda
for
was
some
good shit.
reason everything was hurt. The vada, everything inside was not cooked properly. Today was a very, very bad day. But once I lost that the consistency in their food, and I don't want to go back to the same place. I'll probably find a different place.
So you're saying just one experience makes you not want to go.
My mind is made up. Like anytime soon, I'm not gonna go back there.
Exactly. And this is the same thing, right? That's why I call it this spray and pray marketing that everyone does today, like throwing offers on Swiggy and Zomato, and people not literally looking at, is my food really that consistent and good? And it's a big problem, right? We can spend tons of rupees, right? Tons of lakhs of rupees, right, on our stores.
True.
But are we really looking at that? And that's a big
Yeah, I
problem.
think it just helps with the acquisition, but for the customer to repeat, retention
Yes,
food
something
has
you
to be
can't
good
do.
at the least, right?
Mana Bhojanam ani Gachibowlilo, there is the High Tech City Road. There is so it's run by this. It's a very senior restaurateur. We did a video with them, and he was eating with us. And he mentioned that he eats every single day. He tastes every single food what is made in the restaurant. Thali chestaru kada.
Oh, damn.
He eats every single day,
Nice.
and literally సాంబార్ తింటున్నా దీంట్లో చాలా చిక్కగా ఉంది పోయి పల్సర్ చేయండి అని he remade the sambar. So I understood like every single day he tastes the food, he looks at all the supply chain మొత్తం అంతా బాగానే ఉందా, and that dedication for over the 10 periods of time,
That is
like the
really
hands
serious.
off man, like hats off అనిపించింది.
And I'll tell you, this problem exists in India even more than any other part of the world is for the reason our food need to be done freshly prepared, hot every day.
Oh yeah, that's true.
McDonald's doesn't have the same problem. Why? The patty comes
Frozen.
from a factory.
Frozen.
The bread comes from a factory, right? So you are like maintaining the quality at a higher
But
level.
then, like, it's like as you grow beyond a certain scale, you can't really produce so much
On the fresh.
quantity on the
Yeah, that
fresh
is also
scale
true.
of it, right?
No, if you look at it, I'll tell you there's a drastic experience with Subway as well.
Subway is not fresh.
Papa John's is
They,
relatively-
no, they claim their breads are fresh, right? Right, their breads are fresh, they are not fresh, right? They still get the frozen loaf
Frozen one and they bake it.
But even if you don't bake it at the right temperature, the bread might just taste like a cardboard. Literally had experience where this whole honey oat bread was literally like a cardboard. I was like, what
No.
am I chewing?
No.
I think that's why Subway lost. Like, you know, it was the shit for a point of time.
True.
One, it became inconsistent because it gave out so many franchises
Franchises.
that the owner didn't care about the product and the quality.
But you got to look at another homegrown brand, right? I don't like their food. I'll be very, very
Which
honest.
brand?
Tibbs Frankie. Their food tastes same every day.
I like it.
I love.
man.
No.
But that's true.
Yeah.
It's
It's consistently bad.
consistent.
It's consistently bad.
You know what?
Good.
I love the business model of Tibbs. I love business model of Tibbs. It's very low in low cost.
Yes.
You can place it anywhere.
Yes.
Very short menu. Very predictable. It's like for 10 things in there. You have your customers
And one
every single
Frankie is
day.
good enough, like a
good
snack
enough.
for-
So and that is the main reason. It's been there from last like how many years? Like I think I ate in 2013, 14 that day.
I
Still,
first
it is still
ate in
It was
consistently there.
a
Bhargava
thing
is
near my house
also like a franchise.
in Begum
It's a
Pet.
friend.
Exactly.
Yeah,
White
Begum
House.
Pet.
If you have gone to White House,
Yes.
Begum Pet, that was
That was the first one.
That was
Yeah,
the
that was
I
first
don't know. I only
No.
remember
I
that.
remember
White House,
that
Begum
one.
Pet is the first one. That's the first outlet.
After school, me and my
No,
friends would go steal money and pay
I
some
love
money.
that business model. Anything like నేను ఇప్పుడు ఒక franchise business I want to start. I would look at Tibbs Frankie and
However, this is what I heard and maybe true, most likely true. The guy who was taking the rights for Tibbs in Hyderabad or whatever region, only they started. Like apparently they own all the
All the
Tibbs
Tibbs.
in.
it's not a
Hyderabad.
franchise.
Citywide distribution.
Yeah.
Oh, that I know.
So one another
Two friends of mine mentioned that, so I'm not sure how true is that, but it's still very smart.
I like about the menu and predictability. The only thing is like sometimes I don't believe those servers like putting that oil. Is that oil fresh or
Yeah,
you just
no,
like put it back? Like that's my only, and that's where I had bad experience.
That's
So-
what like I like that like it's very fast like from customer order to serving is very fast. It takes very less investment.
Agreed.
Now it has a very predictable this set menu and you know what you cannot because it's been there from a long time. It's easy. You don't need skilled labor. A lot of pre-prepared. You can just come here, prepare it, and give it.
But I genuinely think Tibbs should innovate with the menu. Like they should change
Say
something.
something. It's been the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
agree
the
on that
same
too.
for too long.
But you have to remember, right? The segment that they play is every day's moving crowd. They're not serving the same crowd again and again, right? Their crowd. If you look at their stall placement, right? Even back at Deloitte, we had a Tibbs stall, right? People would not consume it for day-to-day basis, but it would be like, oh, I want to snack because my lunch was light. People would go there.
Right.
So
Another
Tibbs is under my gym, you know, the days that the days
it's
after
under the gym.
the days that
That's irony.
I felt hungry before going to the gym, I would be like, fuck it, I'll just eat aloo Frankie and then go.
Another amazing thing that I like about Tibbs is so upselling. Now let's talk about it. Naku?
Cheese.
Cheese,
Egg.
Yes,
It's
sir.
fucking amazing.
10 rupees both. It's like, okay, you don't even think so much, right? 10
Sir,
bucks.
not
Oh, do they have that option?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
So I'll
Then
tell
No,
you.
they directly tell it off.
That's see, I didn't understand it the first. See, my wife loves chicken tikka Frankie from Tibbs.
Tibbs, yeah.
So every time I go there and there's like one I got 2 eggs. So what is my thinking? It's going to be the same price, but even the 1 egg is extra price.
Extra price.
So that's where the upselling is happening.
No,
Fucking
no,
amazing.
like-
And so smooth.
Very then you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
I think that's where the money margin come in, right? They charge you 10 rupees extra.
15 rupees per egg.
Now it's
15 rupees
15 per egg.
How much did that egg cost to them?
4 rupees.
No.
Let's say
I would scale
let's
1.5
say 4.
rupees tops. 1.5
Let's say
rupees
4.
tops.
At 4 in
I'll say
the worst.
1.5 rupees tops. 10x margin, man. Like
Hey,
that's a great
See,
experience.
this is one I got here. So you're thinking first egg is fee one, second one is payment. But the thing is, the first egg itself is
Yeah, they don't give it
Yeah.
with any egg.
Now, do we see any other replicable business in Hyderabad like that?
No, even I saw that even when I was ordering coffee
In the
as
same
well. Coffee
tips.
as well,
Any style, yeah.
any style. Very easy to make and everything, right?
Yeah.
Easy to make.
I think.
I mean, there are a lot.
No.
Like,
I would not.
Not
see-
branded.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, right?
Non-branded,
All four of us
there are
had
a lot.
tips on our tip of our mouth, right? Do we have any other business like
It's like that. I don't think that.
But I feel like if someone does it in the Pani Puri chaat space, that recall will be there.
I don't know
I
because
don't know.
no one was able to redo like that. Like what tips did.
And I think what I've also learned, right? My first cafe was in Sindhi Colony, right? And Sindhi Colony is known for all the food,
Yeah.
right?
Veg,
Chaat from
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
from Dimis to everyone,
Yeah.
right?
I see.
Kulfi and everything. There used to be this vada pav, Chachaji vada pav. I think it still exists, right? The vada pav are really amazing. I gave her a direct acquisition offer, like chuck everything, come and put up a stall for me. She said outrightly said no to me,
Okay, why?
and her thing was like, I'm in control of what I do. terms of my
that
quality.
is there with.
I'm in control of what I do in terms of my quality, right? So she's setting the quality bar for her own chain. And then I asked her like, hey, if you do that, right, I have money to like expand you into 4 new places, right? I will take you to Madhapur. At that point, we had cafe in Sindhi Colony, we had cafe in Kompalli, Cine Planet, and Madhapur, same place where now KKD bar is. That used to be a food court earlier. And I said like, I will take you to all the 3 places. And she said no. Like, I'm not ready for it.
That is
so that is a big challenge. I think before all of us think about franchising, right?
Yeah,
quality has to be consistent, correct? They need to come up with such.
And she learned that, right? She learned it from her own business.
That is very good. Like she knows where her standards are. She doesn't have to want to grow that faster. And there was a good podcast. Neelofer owner toti. He was also saying thing. I don't want to give franchises just because the quality. Na cheyitlo quality undali. That's why I don't want to give any more franchises. Franchise, well, a lot of brands very let down right now.
Like Subway, as you were saying.
I think franchising is a big challenge.
Very challenge.
You should be like your menu book has to be. You can replicate it every given day. The same.
Even franchising thing has become like MLM right now. I see people opening so fast when I talk to them. They're like 5, and I'm like, you just opened one. They're bringing their friends, they're bringing their family, they're bringing somebody to invest.
Okay.
So the franchises are opening so fast.
Yeah.
Because food business looks very lucrative from
outside. Yes.
Like why I fell into that trap. I fell into that trap because I felt like, oh, this is so lucrative. We have like solid margins. You can like literally do boom, bash, and everything.
And the scene
exactly, yeah, the scene and it doesn't happen, right? Because there's so much operational effort, right? If you think either you must be.
I think there was a lot of scope. Let's say, even if you go 10 years back, there was scope 10 years back because there were not many people opening at this rate.
No,
the rate that they're opening right now is actually, I feel, there's a bubble.
Oh no, there's a big challenge, I'll tell you. 10 years back, right, when we opened up our first cafe, we got the machines imported from Lavazza from Italy. The machines from Lavazza from Italy.
Sure.
And my
for coffee?
Yeah, for coffee. And my cappuccino was 20 rupees expensive than CCD. Right?
Okay.
Just because my coffee costed expensive and the machine was also expensive. Right? And the whole market, we thought like, hey, this coffee is going to blow people's mind because I tasted Lavazza before that in Italy and I thought like it would just blow through like, oh wow, this is a coffee I want to have. And what we realized, like 80% of the menu that got served to people was only on cold coffees, frappes and everything.
They can't even taste
hot coffee.
I want to talk about that point. A lot of time, chala mandi restaurants were like, hey, this is the pizza I tasted in Italy or France and I want to get it here. The problem that I am seeing a lot of people are doing it, that taste only you know. Like the coffee of Lavazza tastes better than the regular taste, you know. But no one here knows about that taste. So for them, the shitty coffee they have, they think that is the best coffee.
Dude, people came and walked, don't you have filter coffee? Can you not serve filter coffee? I was like, what is filter coffee? And like, why do you want filter coffee? I'm like, literally serving you the purest Lavazza Italian taste and like, people just won't get it.
That's why I see like there is no demand for it because people don't know about it.
I think even now it is not yet there.
I'll tell you the coffee market is still so nascent in India. If you literally ask apart from people flaunting their Starbucks coffee cup and everything.
Hey, actually this guy introduced me to that, I can't pronounce his name right. From Roast 24/7.
The barista roaster.
Yeah, no, not Praveen.
Urvaksh.
Urvaksh.
Oh yeah.
That dude was actually, he has insane knowledge.
Yeah.
He actually goes
I think
coffee
he deserves to be
hunting.
on the podcast next time. If you
Next
want
time when we are
coffee.
doing coffee podcast, we'll do.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll get you the two best people that do that.
I think that fellow will tell why it is not clicked and all.
Urvaksh also, like day before yesterday, he gave me 100 gram of coffee. He was like, taste this blend. This is a second blend that I have found after 6 months of experimentation that actually is not very sour for Indian taste, but it's very malleable. The problem with Indian people is, right, we don't like anything very sour, right? Like the coffee.
Now, the sour is basically good in terms of coffee taste because it is given higher.
We don't like edginess, right? And most of the coffees are like that. So you're like, this is the one that people, and then he gave it to me and I tried this morning. I'm like a dark roast fan. I'm like, nah, I won't drink this every day. Probably people would. I'm not denying that, right? But Not fun.
So, even when in the last couple of months, I went to Singapore and Malaysia. Then I saw this company called Bicha Coffee.
Oh, they are doing
Bicha.
Bicha Coffee, very huge. Like Starbucks, like the show they put up is like fucking amazing. I was
It's a high-end place.
Very high-end place.
Dude, 3 years they became $1 billion company.
In Telugu, bicha means beggar.
That was
That's
very
why it's
skeptical. But I was like, okay, let's buy that one. And I didn't know that Singapore has a very, Malaysia has a very coffee culture. So what I did was, I bought coffee from multiple different brands and I got it everywhere. The taste that Bicha Coffee gave me and the taste that any other coffees that I bought from Malaysia, it's like there's difference. I gave it to everyone in the office. Everyone said the same thing. This is so different and this is way different. Then I understood, okay, there is actually difference between a good coffee and a shitty coffee.
Oh, I will tell you, right? Most of the people in India, if you ask them what coffee do they serve, right, they won't have a clue. They just say Arabica, Robusta, okay, what's the blend, what's the composition size, they don't have a clue.
True, there's very less awareness.
It's just like, oh, I want coffee, so people just serve coffee, whatever.
I think here coffee is more like a purpose kind of a thing, where you want to like stay awake, be more energetic, you just hop.
And second thing is status symbol as well right now. Oh, I am having a coffee right now. Let's meet over
Starbucks coming into the
Starbucks,
scene.
Third Wave and Blue Tokai, all that shit, right? And I will tell you like a big challenge that we'll always see in Indian coffee culture is people still see coffee places as a place to go for a date.
And it's also
It's not a place like where you walk into work or where you just take away and go off.
that culture is not there yet much.
I don't know when it was come right. Like for us in UK, it used to be like a very long queue for a takeaway as compared to somebody sitting in and taking coffee. And then you would have incentive on like getting your cup again, again and again, right? So I think there's a
Here, I feel mainly the difference is there because the life is so fast-paced overseas that they don't want to spend time on a coffee.
And sitting there.
Like, they don't want to prepare all of that. Whereas in this culture, that's the whole thing they enjoy.
Actually, tea takes longer.
If you look at coffee, like making the decoction and all, I remember when my grandmother,
It takes time.
they have a separate jug, mar, and
True, like drops fall on
Yeah.
Yeah, like what I do at home, right? And because my wife hates coffee and I love coffee and she likes tea, she's like a tea fan, like, okay, she runs a tea cult probably. And
you've given her Chiranti.
oh yeah, we have tried that.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Chirandi. They came to they sent some hamburger coffee, good matcha coffee as such, matcha tea as well. So I just measured this morning, right? How much time it takes for really making tea versus coffee, and I do AeroPress. It was half the time.
Yeah,
The time you first boil the water, put the tea, and then put milk, and then wait for it to boil. I could just heat the water in a kettle, my coffee, poured it, did an AeroPress, and I was like, I'm ready to go to office.
Right now, on a total different scenario, I am doing a lot of experimentation in tea. Now I am realizing this. Taj Mahal, Gemini, all this is the basic. Now I am experimenting with what are different blends and how it is giving a different taste. How much fat percentage should I have in the milk? How much time should I boil? And everything is so different. I'm just overwhelmed with the different tastes I'm getting with just changing the tea powder, milk. That's it. I'm changing these two ingredients and I'm getting so many different tastes. And at this point of time, I'm unable to drink any normal tea which every person are making because it is so shitty with the compared to what I'm making right now.
Yeah, and it happens, right? If you look at it, right, even when people in India drink coffee, right, they don't feel happy about it. You know why? Because our teas are piping hot. They don't get coffee piping hot.
Piping hot, yes.
It's a big problem.
It's a cycle. I thought about it. It's a psychological thing. Because it's
But why don't you get hot coffee?
Because you are steaming it.
You're steaming it. You're not like literally boiling it.
You're not boiling
It's not boiled coffee. If you boil it, it's gone.
That's a very good observation.
And not just that, you look at it at the food as well, right? If you think like the whole reason we have got so many places doing American breakfast, English breakfast, how long do they survive doing it continuously? It's very less. The challenge is because people like hot idli. People have affinity. I think it's across India, right? In India, for having really hot food freshly prepared,
That is
as
always
compared to
there.
doing an English breakfast. Like
Definitely.
people hate beans that get served with English breakfast. They're like, what is this? Like what?
No, every time I see a English breakfast plate in any story or anything, I'm like, who the fuck eats that?
Very true.
Where the fuck is rice? Where the fuck is roti?
Very true. One most.
You do?
I love English.
One more.
Maybe every once in like a
No,
month.
I eat every week.
Every week is also very less.
I cannot
is
get
still-
it every day. Like I want sausages and
If you get it
everything.
every day, would you eat it?
Yeah, I would eat it. If you give me actual
Come
bacon
on.
and everything. If you don't give me like, I don't like
Really?
chicken sausage and chicken bacon. That's my problem.
Would you enjoy it first thing in the morning?
Yeah, I love it. I love my eggs. I eat eggs
That's
every day.
different.
I eat eggs every day. So for me, it's good.
Okay. Okay, let's come back to
Yeah, let's come back to actual topic. Sorry,
topic
Bhargava,
of
we like-
marketing.
Yeah.
Just talk about marketing now. What are the different techniques that that a restaurant it's working, because you're working with 40 different clients. What strategies are working for restaurants to boost up their sales?
So it's like, you put together 2-3 things which will give you a final result, but it's a step-by-step thing. So number one, I'll give you example with Churios. That's the churro company we
should talk
started.
your brand, right? Yeah.
Initially, the first 2 months, it was just SMM and couple of collaborations we did with NIFT. So store is right behind the college, so we were doing with them. That was giving us sale, but not consistent.
Okay.
Every time we did a gig inside the college, we would get some sale. So initially, our mindset was, damn, we should get at least all NIFT students coming and eating at our store every single day. We should make it a
Or
thing.
probably you should just go inside the college.
We did.
Okay.
So we were going almost in the first 1 month we did 3 gigs.
Oh wow.
After that also we did 2 gigs. Then we completely stopped. What I saw, it went like this. Then it started dipping, the footfall from NIFT. So then we started bringing in food bloggers. Again, in food bloggers also not random ones. A lot of smaller ones we picked so that the bigger ones notice us.
Okay.
If we approach the bigger one, they would not notice. So I was like, okay, fuck it. They're anyways connected. Might as well pick the small ones so that the big ones see us. Then finally, a few big ones saw. And actually, food bloggers is where it turned our sale point. Once a food blogger put the reel and it went viral. Viral as in it got 3 lakh of views. Instantly, I could see the sale.
Awesome.
That's great.
Like the footfall happened. We gave an offer. We told show this reel, buy one get one free.
Okay.
So our initial point of view was our initial strategy is awareness. We were like, fuck it, we don't have to make money. I want people to know we exist.
Okay.
Because in Hyderabad market, churros is first of all, even now people don't know it.
Okay.
If they do know it, it's associated with one brand.
Okay.
I shit you not, literally today morning, somebody visited the other place, did a reel and gave Churios the cola. They did a reel on their brand and gave us the cola.
Okay.
All the
So-
style.
So, one thing what we are doing is influencer marketing, 2 is our SMM content.
Okay.
3 is the ad boosting, which we have not put in yet.
Okay.
But for our clients, we do this.
Ad boosting.
Yes.
So-
And ad is not just boosting of the post, we create ad sets. Like we have Va Punjab as our client, they have retail outlets. So we push offers. And people actually should understand, people look at these ads and convert. They always assume nobody gives a fuck about this, but they actually convert.
Actually, half of the problem comes from attribution, right? I might have seen an ad, but I might have not just clicked on it to say that I want an offer, right? And then when I walk into a retail store, it happens like, yeah, I want this offer. So now the store owner is confused. Is it because of the stand they have put outside, or is it because,
because
of
of
the
every-
So I think the biggest problem what people find at awareness level is right that attribution. Where is that coming from?
Yeah, they don't know where the
Like-
lead is coming
Exactly. Let's say you engage 10 influencers, right? How do you say which influencer got
So
you?
this is where we give them a hook.
Okay.
Where we say, show this reel. If you don't show this reel, they won't accept the deal. They can come and say, I saw the reel, we won't accept the offer. We'll say, show me the reel.
You want to know where it is coming from.
Even with
I think that's a smart-
even with him,
Yeah.
we were saying, tag us on story, show that you tagged, and take a free plate of churros, a free refill actually. We were discussing free refill.
I think that's a smart thing, right?
See-
Because the problem is attribution, right? I feel the problem is attribution with
Yeah.
ads all the time, or even with any kind of marketing. If there's no attribution, I would be like, why am I even doing it?
So for the online ads that we were running for few brands, we would push the traffic to WhatsApp, where if it was again not a single order which the item is like 99 rupees, something which is heavier in price,
Okay.
where they have to inform the restaurant that we are coming so that
Okay.
be like a pickup. The moment they come, they can pick up and bounce.
I like this idea. Another reason, because even Swiggy and Zomato, they don't give you the phone numbers or names of who is ordering.
Yeah.
We need to have those information, and there is no other way other than they coming to our website or on WhatsApp. And now I think WhatsApp is getting very
website, they won't come.
They won't come.
Yeah, so we have tried that. So the whole starting of Tracy was we used to focus on F&B brand. Like in 2 months, we had right around like 70 brands in F&B with us, and we saw people use QR code ordering and all, and we realized at a point it doesn't scale. We literally gave out this whole QR code ordering.
Yeah.
Right? But if you look at it, right, the problem is nobody on the restaurant side has a time to go and update that menu, update the price, and that would be a problem.
Okay.
And then slowly you would not have probably internet connection in a pub, you won't have like, oh, my internet is not working, so it dies off, right? So this whole QR code wave that came in COVID, I just see it's disappearing.
I honestly never liked it. Every time I went and they told scan the QR, I'm like, where the fuck is the menu?
Yeah, man.
I'm in front of you.
Feel of
I think food is visual, to be very honest. Digital, it's fine to like look at it, to toggle upon it, but not.
And also because I don't like it because when they tell us to go online, they're taking the data. Once you go online for the menu, they'll say place the order on the menu. And for us to place the order on the menu.
That is a good technique, is they are using the phone numbers to get the phone numbers.
Yeah, but I don't want to give.
That is also there.
That's the thing with your ad. If you run the ad, they know they're going to WhatsApp, and if they interact on WhatsApp, they know for a fact the customer they have initiated.
I think we started doing this with one of the customers. Sorry, I cannot name it because of NDA.
Hint. Maybe I know that. Or ऐसे बता दे.
Okay. So what we are doing with them, we are actually taking table reservations with them on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Right, with WhatsApp automation. So we have done this whole new utility on WhatsApp automation where people click on.
Does it start with C? I know it. And another one starts with R.
Yes. Okay. So what we have started doing with them is we give them offers on table booking. So what Dine Out does. So basically the same Dine Out offer is there on the ads, right? And then somebody clicks on that. What happens? It gets them to WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is smart details. It will give you a name and phone number, and we push it to their CRM. So now what I'm doing is, literally, we are building a timeline of a user visiting the store, and that helps you with retention marketing.
And like the thing is, you need a Dine Out subscription, so the users who don't have the subscription can still avail the offer.
Yeah, I can just do that, right? All it takes is an Instagram post to do that, right? Why won't I do it?
So now let's.
And does Dine Out, if I go through Dine Out, does Dine Out is through Swiggy?
Yeah, Swiggy.
Now they acquired it. Yes.
So does Swiggy get a cut if I do a booking through Dine Out?
I don't know. Right?
Yes, exactly. So that's how the entire offer chain runs. So basically, Dine Out in turns does offers with your cards and everything, so that your cards provider attract you to get their credit cards, and then they get that whole commission chain, similar to like lounge access.
Okay.
So it's a big commission chain that happens.
All of that is just removed with this.
Exactly. And I think that's where we should go. I think the bigger problem is, right?
And that's why the company also makes more money.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, like, the Suraj idea is amazing for awareness and grabbing my acquisition, right?
Okay, let's get back a little bit. So because we went from very basic to very advanced in WhatsApp automation, I think
But the retention is through the automation.
Yeah,
let's summarize a little bit.
Yeah.
So we were talking about what is working for restaurants, F&B, and
Guys, one thing I want.
Influencer marketing is one thing that you mentioned, which
You
is
start with first content creation,
content creation is
which
working.
is not shit.
Yeah.
Like be creative,
No
genuinely
brands.
creative.
No brands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good content creation is one thing. Basically, social media marketing is working.
Yes.
Then influencer marketing is working. Now these three are like working at the moment. Now next we went on to how do we retain the customers? Okay, we attracted customers through social media and so influencer marketing. You got the customer into. Now you have to retain the customer there. Now what you are saying is we are doing website, WhatsApp automation.
Actually, we have ignored the entire website part. We have just taken out the website. You don't need a website. Right? Website is just for like your internet dukaan. Basically.
Okay.
That's
Right now,
what we are doing.
for restaurants, no website is shit, right?
Actually, website for
It depends. Like for few things, they'll ask you for your website link. So just for the fuck's sake of it, you create one page
One-page
website.
website.
I think restaurant website should talk more about their craft.
Yeah. Why did you even start?
The
Story of
You
it.
should talk more about like what's your menu, just show it, but don't give them book for a table and those things. Nobody has.
No
time.
one has time to do
Especially,
that.
you have to remember, this whole concept is copied from West, right? Where people do restaurant bookings and everything. India is much more
No one
informal
does.
culture.
Yeah,
They
just
walk in and wait.
walk in.
They'll wait.
Yeah.
I waited for Burma for like 45 minutes.
In fact, it's like a thing. If people wait more, it relates it to the demand aspect of it. So you want to wait even more. So
It's like in every industry, that's the same thing. You go to a clothing store, it's packed, and they're like, fuck it, I'll wait.
that's true. That's true.
Exactly.
You go to the metro, they're like, fuck it, I'll wait. You go to the bus station, they're like, fuck it, I'll wait.
When there is, you want to wait more too, because you already waited so much of time. You want to
don't
wait
mind.
more because you want to have it.
It's a bigger FOMO.
Oh yes.
Bro, there was this place that me and my friend Harsh went in Amirpet. I think you know, it's a meals area. It's known for veg meals.
Yeah, got it.
We both went at 3 o'clock, we waited for half an hour, and that Harsh is like, bro, ye 4:15, 4:30 ko band ho jayega.
Was that Harsha mess?
No, it's
I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with me, there were like at least 20 people waiting. None of us knew if we'll even get a chance to eat.
to eat.
Oh wow.
Wow.
But we were like, fuck it, we'll still wait. If this is closed, then we'll just order some other thing and eat.
Nice.
That's interesting.
Now, so these three are two things. Next is the ads. Now, ads, we gotta be very innovative so that we get the customer's phone number. And how do we use those phone number to get more?
I think instead of ads taking phone number or pushing them to a site, right, what I would say is just prompt them into WhatsApp. The reason for multiple things, right? First of all, it does that whole pre-billing of message, so people do not have to type on website how many people are coming.
Yes.
Two of us are coming, and WhatsApp is, if you look at it, right, it has got like over 99.5% open rate.
Yeah.
The WhatsApp.
Highest.
It's the best for
In India.
99.5. That's huge.
And we just ran this research because we became Meta partner like 6 months back as such, and we have been like, our software has been in beta and now in production all the way. We saw that most of the messages get seen within the first 5 minutes.
Oh, that's huge.
Now beat that. If you send an email to me, probably I'll
I
see in
wouldn't
next
know.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Probably you might not ever see.
Yeah.
Emails hardly anybody's going to check.
Exactly. So I think this whole Western concept of like
Email
booking a
marketing.
table or a form and those all things is gone. What people want is instant WhatsApp, and now the challenge is, hey, will your manager be able to reply to so many people at the same time?
That's where
And
you
that's
do
where
automation comes in. So let's give a brief introduction about what is WhatsApp automation, what is WhatsApp API, and how you can use it for a restaurant.
Yeah. So let's take an example, right? You have got hundreds of people who want to chat with you, right? You've got so many hundreds. How would you do it? It's very difficult, right? On a mobile app, unless you put a person who's full-time
Full-time.
doing that, and that's useless, right?
Yes.
Not paying. It's not about employment, but it's like useless, right?
It's a lot of manual
And it
effort.
gets bored. That person will get bored after
Yes,
40
yes.
days. He'll just leave the job, right? So that's where you got to look at the WhatsApp API automation. Literally, you can initiate a chat on a keyword.
Yes.
Right? Let's say I want to book a table. It can automatically send a message. How many people?
Yes.
Say 2 people. Okay, what time you would like to come? 1:40 p.m. What day would you like to
Yeah.
come? This time. I can go and check back in my reservation system if I'm so advanced, right? If I have a space for it.
Oh,
And then
And
if
it can go
is
even-
confirmed with a number, right? And that feels like, oh, I've just chatted with a person.
Person.
My table is booked. But actually, there was no person behind it. It was
it's
the
just
system.
so WhatsApp automation is basically if with keywords you have a predefined text or anything.
It's like a chatbot.
See,
Chatbot.
It's like you're not guessing. If you go to a restaurant, first thing they'll ask is how many people.
Yes.
Then they'll say, okay, 4 people. Then one more step they can add is which type of table you want. You want corner tables. Like, you know, it's all customization. You can customize however you want.
And I think the biggest advantage, if you go to most of the restaurants, right? Just walk into any restaurant. Where do they write your reservation data?
On a
There's
book.
There's a book. They write with a pencil. They won't write your name correct. They might even write your number wrong, and they might even write like what time. And then there's no time stamp, right?
Yes.
Over here, if a person messages you, I automatically capture their actual WhatsApp name.
Yes.
So that's not a problem. I know when you messaged me. I know what day you
What day
to me.
came.
And it can also go like a reminder. So you know what we can do is one day prior to the booking say, hey, excited to see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Then 1 hour prior, hope you're in your best spirits. We are all ready for you.
And other
This is where the marketing will come in.
Solve this problem, right? Give them a menu brief build before they
Yeah.
like 1 hour, my appointment is 1:40, give me a menu at 12. I can like, while I'm in my cab, I can just reach the menu,
Come back and order.
how cool it will be on my date?
No, by the time they enter, it's like the first dish is ready. You don't wait in your restaurant anymore. The wait time has reduced. So the restaurant also wait time has reduced. So they walk in, they spend their time and they bounce.
Look at that experience, like 25 minutes of waiting time. As soon as the waiter tells it, you are like, "Bhaiya, tab tak kya milega khane ko?" We all do that, and we end up eating all the onions and
Yes.
papadums, right, that we get on the table, or like drink that Pepsi or whatever we get it. Right? Imagine that time gets reduced. How delightful your customer experience is.
Amazing.
And customer will love you because, hey, you know me. It's the same feeling, right? I walk into a restaurant. I've got like a couple of friends who run like F&B places as such. I walk in. When I meet a friend like who's the owner, that's a different feeling for restaurant. Yes, they treat you differently.
Yes.
And that's what changes.
That happens with all influencers, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not an influencer, sorry.
Now, another biggest advantage I can say is basically you can push advertisements like offers and advertisements.
Very true. That is the biggest advantage.
Because I will say this is my understanding is lot of F&B owners or restaurant owners are focusing on getting the customer for the first time. Now, what are you actually? Every time you can't do pushing the ad,
Influencers and all.
You can't keep up doing it. On a restaurant, there are a few people who comes, or every time there are new people who are coming in. Now, what my question is, because of this, you can push and you can ask the same customer who already came to come back again.
Exactly.
So that's what I call it, right?
The customer retention.
The current marketing technique that everyone uses is called as spray and pray. Right? You always spray like, I'll spray ads everywhere. Customer walks in. But then we do not really do that whole effort on utilizing that whole database. You have to like retain
your customer. I want the customer to come back again.
So you can retain the customer in multiple ways. One is, of course, you give them offers by saying, hey, come today, we have 15% off, 20% off. Two is a loyalty program. Like if you can track that this person has made a booking today and they made a booking again, he can say, hey, make 4 bookings, your 5th booking is on us.
Yeah.
Or whatever, they can do all these kind of things in a way that the customer is excited to do it.
That's nice.
I think this is something, again, we have to look back like how sustainability and this thing works, but I've seen a very nice model that used to work in London. There are a lot of cafes, what they do is, generally they end up like shut it up like 8 p.m. or something like that. They don't run like till midnight in Hyderabad, right? 8 p.m. your cafes will close, kind of thing. And what they will do is 6 to 8 p.m. they know sandwiches have to be thrown away, right? If it doesn't get sold. So what they literally do is all the customers who have previously come in the evening around 4 to like 6 p.m. they push them to that for the reason, if he takes up a sandwich, for example, sandwich I'm discounting by 25%, right? From 100 I made 75 bucks. But still he'll take a coffee where I will make a solid margin. Food is anyway no margin. Coffee has got like a solid big margin, or drink has a solid big margin. I will still make a money, right? And that way you can reduce a lot of your wastage. Wastage reduces the money, right?
That's true.
Saving your cap table, right? So it's just about like playing it right. It's not about this marketing ki send a blast, right? I think half of the world gets confused with marketing on retention. Like, send a blast on the anniversary, send a blast. Thank you for visiting again, please visit again. No. You have to literally place it. And for that you need to learn what's your customer consumption pattern. Like if I eat biryani in lunch, you cannot send me a message for like, hey, come and eat biryani in the night, because I don't eat biryani
in the night. You have to understand the customer.
Yeah.
And one more main thing is it's like whoever is thinking that WhatsApp is also like a spam, it actually is not. Like the Isha Foundation, they have mad marketing team. They keep, every day I get a message, not a single day I've ever seen that as a spam, not a single day. Just because I like it and I'm interested in it.
It is providing good quality content.
I don't even check that. I don't open, but I never think it's a spam. There'll be days where, I'll be like, okay, what did they send? What is happening with them? I open and I scroll. So now imagine you get a customer who truly likes your food, truly likes your brand. Even if you bombard them with 100 messages, they'll not think you're a spam. Opposed to WhatsApp spam, opposed to mail and the call spam.
Okay.
I think Prakash would add like relevancy of content, right? I think that's a day-to-day challenge that you get every time, right? I think that relevancy of content is so important. Like you like that Isha Foundation messages for the reason it's relevant.
Yes.
If the day they start telling you about like, hey, do this, do that, and then like start prompting, probably will just unsubscribe. Or like marketers, and I think Meta is doing a brilliant job over here. If your number get too many block or spam, they just
It automatically goes off. Yeah. And also they have a check. Like you need to get some.
Templates need to be approved.
Yeah.
You cannot just
They have a
send
check.
random messages. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So I'll tell you a very brief example how, because I am on to B2B side. So what happens is our leads come from different platforms like Suleka, Just Dial and everywhere. So what I did was I did WhatsApp API and there is Pabbly Connect. So what happens every time a lead comes in, Pabbly collects the data, it pushes into the WhatsApp and introduction message is done. So I have created this WhatsApp automation which, because the lead, the time I take to contact the lead, the lesser the time, the more conversion happens.
Yeah.
So I created this where there is Pabbly and WhatsApp API where I push the messages like in one second. As I search, done.
I think that's brilliant because if you look at it, it's not about hiring people anymore. It's all about like getting people
Creative.
to do the same job and creative every day, and that's difficult.
That's very difficult. Even I'm facing a big issue.
Every time we keep discussing the same shit, bro. Anyone creative?
Because
bro.
if you see Instagram right now, one creator creates one thing and 100 other people copy the same exact thing. Now let's say day before yesterday, biggest party places, all the list of places. In the same night, I have seen 10 other people doing the same exact thing. There is no creativity, it's just copy paste.
The challenge is innovator's dilemma, right? Like it's the same thing that happens with dishes, right? If you look at people, a lot of restaurants in the town, right? Like especially Hyderabad, I don't see they innovate with their dish. If they started with like X, they're like X menu. I will go even after 3 years. I think they will have the same menu.
Now that is
Is there something like that?
Not afraid to take risks, they just don't care. They think the market will run.
It's like paradise biryani. Like people
No,
eat
Paradise recently changed. They recently
Yeah,
introduced.
it's monthly, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody is Mandi at Paradise. What?
Paradise and Mandi now.
Mandi,
Yeah. It's the
They
same.
marketed them like if we did
They are doing a lot of other like spicy chicken. They're
Yeah.
doing a lot of
Now I
other.
genuinely at least want to try Mandi's Paradise.
No,
It's like-
the another thing I wanted to talk about is that's the same thing. Like one person is doing few dishes. Every restaurant is doing the same dishes.
Oh, the amount
Apricot
of
delight.
South Indian restaurants have you seen in this town? I'm like, in the last 2 years, I've at least seen 20 new openings.
Yes.
But now the thing
And the
is,
Rameshwaram Cafe is happening in.
Yeah.
I got an invite on Saturday. I got an invite on Saturday. I have to go.
I went to Bangalore last week, and then I wanted to see what's the hype. I thought it's gonna be.
It's alright.
Everything was shit. The chutney is bad. Like I don't like the chutney. Dosa is actually good. It's crispy.
It's good.
And soft.
Yes.
There's a difference in the dosa for real. It is not
It's not high.
like
I
any
like
other
it.
dosa that
I
I've had.
like
I think,
Rameshwaram.
But the chutney, if they swap it with, let's say, House of Dosa chutney, it's gonna be way better.
But again, the thing is, right, the palette that they serve in Bangalore is very Cosmo palette, right? You see that crowd over there, right, on the Bangalore.
But I think
Rameshwaram Cafe is
they're gonna
not
get the
North
same.
Indian- North Indian as compared to local people, right? That's what I've seen, right, in 2 of my weekends with it. I saw like, oh, they have tried to do a lot more North Indian style of chutneys and all, like what I figured, right, as compared to like pretty.
So are they gonna change the rest? I don't think so.
I
They will
don't
change.
think they'll change. I think
No,
that will change.
I want to come back to the same topic where every restaurant is copying the same thing. So I'm not creating restaurant content from last 6 months. One of the biggest thing is because interest level, like there is no interest. Why? Because if every place is serving the same exact thing and saying like we are doing this authentic style, Amamma style, we are using a very good quality ingredients, but it's exactly the same. If 10 restaurant I went on a 10-day period, every restaurant is serving the same kind of dishes.
They have all our same food consultants.
Like there is no there is no difference between one restaurant and the second restaurant. It's all the same. Where my interest. Then I thought like for myself like I didn't lose interest in food. But then I was in Singapore. I literally made a list of every food places I wanted to try, and in a 1 week span, I visited 3 different restaurants. And that means I have good interest in food. I'm not having interest in going to places here because it's exactly the same
It's not
thing.
exciting.
So the
Yes.
South Indian thing that you were talking about, a lot of South Indian opening, premium South Indian have been opening.
And
Not
and
like a
veg.
budget.
And veg as well is open.
Yeah, veg also.
Exactly, and that's where like at a point like I'm a big fan of Singapore Deluxe Chicken. I love to eat my meals over there.
Oh, I love that
Just
place.
like-
Last time we went to no hotel, you were like, no, we'll go to Pondi Paroda, not that.
Yeah. Oh, because it was far. Just because it was far. Pondi Paroda was also good. Shout out to them. I love their Gottu Paroda.
Kottu Paroda.
Yeah, all time favorite. And I'll tell you like the thing that I've seen when I went to a new place in Srinagar, I forgot its name. I ate a non-veg thali. Like, okay, this is the same food I ate at Simbapuri. So why should I travel for like 30 minutes to eat it?
Yes.
When it is like next door to my office, like I can literally walk in like 4 minutes to reach to Simbapuri. I call him, that guy knows me so well, I call him like, Bhaiya chaar table lo.
So I feel like they're just playing with the whole ambience and the service.
I think it's not
I
it's
think-
like it's a taste of the town right now, so I think they will. But like, what will happen after 2 years?
See, right now what I feel like is the ambient, the USPs, like people, the restaurants are saying like we have best ambience, we have authentic taste, we use good ingredients. Every fucking place is using the same thing. There is
Being in the marketing industry, I've seen a lot of kitchens. Don't trust them.
That's not good.
it's no longer USP anymore.
We'll not go to
But few places, it's definitely like Daspala, they're no longer our client, but they genuinely, the kitchen, if I just walk in randomly, how others' kitchens would be if they cleaned it for us, Daspala would be like 2 times better. If you just walk in.
You should also look at Roast Kitchen and Gachibowli. Like
Hey, roast is relatively, no, it's in a 5-star.
yeah, it's a 3-4 star property.
So they have to maintain
Same
it.
thing with Daspala.
Same thing with Daspala, yeah.
So I think that's where the difference is. Like, lot of people, don't care
I
about
don't
it.
know. Actually, I would like to add there. Then I went to Swagat as well. Now, there the owner is like, clean this. Like he was on to having a very clean. It depends on the person managing the.
I'm telling you, it goes back to the owner.
It goes back to the owner,
It's no more
definitely.
chef. I tell you, like, you can hire the best chef, right? But if you cannot really control what you want to serve through that chef, I think you're not doing something.
I'll go back to the same place. When I was doing my masters, I was working in a college kitchen, and as an employee, I was like, "Why is this so behind us all the time? Keep this clean, keep this station clean. No, nothing has to go through." And we were very frustrated. But the thing is, he was like that. That's the reason the kitchen looked like that. Now I've seen a lot of restaurants, and when the owner takes part in terms of like the kitchen has to look exactly the same way. I've seen it in Swagat, I've seen Manabhojan, I've seen in a lot of other places. Then only the kitchen looks that neat. If the owner or there is no responsible person, it looks like shit.
That's true.
I think this is the same thing I was telling, right? The food quality is still the owners. I think how much ever good GMs or all these people, chefs and those all things you had, it doesn't matter, right? I think it all goes back to that owner's mindset, right? And I go back to my time, right, where I was engrossed in operations, I did not care about the food. I think if somebody really wants to survive, you can do all marketing, all retention, WhatsApp, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't have a walk-in, what's the use of it?
What's the use of everything?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's where, like, even when you're choosing a franchise, when you're starting a new F&B business, I think that's the number one thing. Do you have that time commitment? And I think that's important.
Even in that, like,
You spend
people pick specific franchisee outlet. Like you can see it. They know that, let's say Santosh Dhaba.
Oh, yeah.
They know there's so many Santosh Dhaba, but you will go to one.
One service.
If you ask why, you will say that one food is good, and two actually you will say, "Arey, inka quality is better." Because you visited others and it is pretty evident.
Do you have a Santosh Dhaba nearby?
Hey, Baj. Literally Baj. Literally.
The other day I was like, open Swiggy, right? I was like, I wanted to eat.
Santosh Dhaba is in every
I
nook
was
and
literally
crook.
in this mood. I want to eat a jeera rice and this no.
Dal ya dalda?
Not dalda. I really like that's my guilty pleasure called as Kaju Paneer from Santosh. Because the amount of Kaju, I love cashews amount, right? So I ordered Kaju Paneer and I was like, there's like 7 Santosh Dhaba in Kodda, but what are they doing over there? Sri Balaji, Super Deluxe, something, some random shit.
It's that Bawarchi effect.
Off late, I think even if you look at a single owned restaurant, I just tasted Bawarchi 2 weeks back. It was terrible. I think they have just gone the paradise way, or like paradise has acquired them. Like the food was terrible. The biryani was like not palatable at all. Probably foreigners would love it, but I go to
on a daily basis, we eat biryani. You know,
yeah. If I go to Bahar or if I go to Bawarchi, what I want that masala, that dum tasting, right? And that was like
You want your ass burning.
not. I think it's less of ass burning, but that flavor, that dum flavor was not there. I was like, what happened to Bawarchi? Like of all the places, and they just expanded to the other side, massive dining place. I think again, owner, and I think Suraj, I've seen you like for 3 weeks, like standing at Churios right every day and serving food. And I was like, Suraj, what's happening at MNV? I don't know because I'm here for 3 weeks.
I think once we started, so మనం మాట్లాడుతూనే ఉంటాము. But I think let's summarize it. First we talked about ownership, how you started and what they need to learn from like owning a restaurant, what they need to have operations, cleaning.
I think biggest thing, like my takeaway, right, from my experience is, do you have control of your food and do you have control of your operations?
That's amazing.
And
Not
3,
hire a person to do that and who's as good as you. Not like somebody like, acha road se tu aa ja rahe tu kyunki Chinese bandi chalata tha idhar. You need somebody who owns food, who owns operations. Matters.
and the last final thing which should matter the most is, do you have the mental capacity to handle whatever that shit throws at you? Because you can't fire at your guy who's working because he'll fuck off. In 2 days he'll just fuck off and you'll be left like that.
And I will tell you, there's also a big problem, right? Look at how you hire.
Okay.
The guy, like, if you have a GM, right, in F&B industry, you cannot just pick up a random person like Prakash or Suraj or even you. You need to really have that person should have so much connection with F&B industry, right? You should be able to replace workers like this.
Okay.
Yeah. They should actually have connect. So, sorry to prolong this, but in Churios I've observed this with this guy Tanmay. He was not the GM of the previous place, but this guy has all the connect. If my store, something is like, yesterday tiles broke. He's like, "Nee, I'll take care of it." Then in between rats were coming. Then he's like, no, I know where it's coming from, I'll take care of it. Then
he will get shit done.
Everything.
You know, and you need an OG to run your business.
Only thing is his emotional stability we'll have to handle a little bit.
Okay.
But he's willing to do everything.
That's nice.
And literally I tell
for those kind of people, right? If you got to build incentive of an owner level, right? Let's say, okay, this month's target is 20 lakhs of business that we want to do in 30 days, right? Anything over that,
it's yours. We'll have a split.
Yeah, we'll have to split into entire stuff. See that emotion that changes. Like people, like if you look at a restaurant that does like 2 or 3 lakhs a day, at the end of 8 p.m. you will literally see waiters, they will be like, can we just close the restaurant and go home? You change this to this incentive style and you see people like pump till midnight, like, oh, let's have more food, right?
Nice.
So that point, to just go a little deeper, we have a group in which, you know, at 10 o'clock I get a message from him saying, Dada, sale kitna? Neo will be like 2,000 or 3,000. He'll be like 5,000 kar dunga aaj. Like in one hour, literally quite yesterday it was 2,000 and the end of the day it was like 5.5k. He's like, हाँ मैंने sale कर दिया.
And dude, it happens. I will tell you at a time, like I will be honest, right, when I used to run my cafes, because I had to distribute my time between 3 places, I never got that time to really focus on outlet. But some days when I used to stand at outlets, right, let's say I would stand at a Madhapur outlet that was just a kiosk, you would do 3x of a sale.
Shit.
And you know what it took?
Just asking
just a
people
nice smile, because I owned a part of revenue, because I used to own
It
revenue,
matters a lot.
It just changes the game. You can upsell.
It matters a lot.
On their page. Arey, why are you taking this? Take a vanilla shake, I'll throw a discount for you.
That's it. There you go.
True.
It's like 1 egg, 2 egg.
That's it.
Coming back to it, good one. And I think you have to look at these tips people as well. They are trained methodology.
Yes, every person who is standing there is trained.
Yes.
True. At basic levels, right?
Yeah.
You want extra
So
cheese?
are you really spending, like I see most of the restaurants, they just hire people, they don't even train them on menus.
Yeah, that is also true.
Big thing.
I've seen good restaurant which the server knows everything and he suggests you you eat this, and that's a good restaurant for me.
Agreed.
Myriad.
Agreed. I think that goes down like ownership mentality for your food, for your operations. Are you even there, right? Do you have an OG who can run your place, right?
Run your show.
And then obviously marketing. You cannot live without it.
So
right?
the first part was the learning from your business, and the second part we learned about different parts of different types of marketing, what's working, influencer marketing is working, social media marketing is working, ad spends, and how this ad spend can lead to WhatsApp automation and everything. So Inka, Madam, we will talk a lot more in coming podcasts. I think this will already be very long, so we'll cut short and we'll end it here. We had an amazing discussion. So going forward, మనం ఒక రోజు కాఫీ వాళ్ళని పిలుద్దాము, ఒక రోజు క్లౌడ్ కిచెన్ వాళ్ళని పిలుద్దాము, ఒక రోజు ఫ్రాంచైజీ వాళ్ళని పిలుద్దాము. So that's the idea, to understand the whole F&B business all together. Let's do it. This is a whole 10 series podcast. Starting with this is a trial intro to what is coming in the next.
And guys, we'll keep on, making this better. The setup is going to get better. Better lighting, better camera setups.
I think we are doing it collective for the first time, right? I think Bhargava is a superstar on his own, right, with cam and everything. But I think collectively we are doing it. I think we are gonna produce a lot better content.
We need to invest on production.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.